Hi, it's Paul from Model Build International and also HobbyLink International. Today we're going to have a look at a kit that we sell in our store. This is the latest release from Verifier. This is the 1/350th, I'll get back so you can see the box, USS Salem. Okay, so we'll have a look, see what's inside the box of this. This is from Verifier, 1/350th USS Salem CA139, kit number VF350919. Looks like a big sturdy box. There's looks like a painting guide on the side here. Colours Mr. Hobby, Victorium, AK Interactive and White Ensign colour callouts. Looks probably good enough actually, and there's nothing much on the ends, just more box art. Let's open it up. So it's a pretty sturdy box made from corrugated cardboard. Inside there's the instructions, there's an extra sheet there, well, there's another painting guide. Everything that was on the side of the box plus a few more bits as well. That's pretty neat. And the build is over, what's 19-20 pages, so looks like 20 steps there. And we've got basically advertising. There's there. We sell all of these on our shop, by the way. There's HSX dealer details set, that's the new one. I think the York is coming, and was it Cleveland, that one's coming as well in 1/350th scale. So to start with, let's see what we've got here. The hull is in two parts, full waterline, detail on the side, strakes, panel line detail as well. You see the armour belt is there as well. Photo-etch sheet, mostly railings and step ladders by the looks of it. And then underneath you have lots of, it's like individually bagged items. Get all of these out. Okay, so here is basically one of each of the sprues in the kit. A lot of these sprues, there's multiples of them, sometimes doubles, sometimes 4 sprues of each. To start off, there's most of the main superstructure, the basic level of it. I can see there's hatches on the side detail, ventilation as well, portholes. Yeah, there's quite a lot of nice detail, raised and recessed detail on the sides there. Deck, obviously the aft part of the deck. See, obviously there's planking detail on there and some other small details as well already moulded in. Forward end of the deck, and the front is protected. Again, moulded in deck detail and other details as well. Decal sheet. All of these will be photographs of all these on the website as well. What have we got? Yeah, just everything you need for the Salem. There's nothing there for any other ships. And you get anchor chain. This is the biggest sprue of the lot. Seems to be mostly superstructure parts. 2-part funnel. Other parts as well. Again, lots of nice detail. Photographs. Look at the photographs, you'll be able to see for yourself what's there. Another one. Looks like masts on here. And ship's boats. this one. There's 3 of these, basically 1 per turret. There's details on there. It's like a radar. Rangefinders, ship's guns. The guns I don't think are hollowed out, but there's a detail set coming for this ship. And here, more parts. Looks like a rangefinder again. I think there's 4 of these sprues. There's on there, secondary armament. Looks like some anti-aircraft guns. Secondary gun turrets, part of the ship's crane. Again, I think there's 4 of these sprues. More rangefinders. I think it's the same as, yeah, that's the same as that one. So that's it. Yeah, that's a duplicate. Another one with ship's boats, life rafts, anti-aircraft guns. That's all pretty neat. So I'll take photographs of everything, put it on the website. Scan the instructions so you can have a look at those as well. But it seems like the details are quite nice. The USS Salem is one of 3 Des Moines class cruisers. She's completed shortly after the Second World War, commissioned in 1949. She was the world's last heavy cruiser to enter service and the only one still in existence. She was decommissioned in 1959 and is now open to the public as a museum ship in Quincy, Massachusetts. She was laid down in July 1945, commissioned May 1949. Her main battery held the world's first automatic 8-inch guns and were the first 8-inch naval guns to use cased ammunition instead of shell and bag loading. Okay, history in plastic. In 1/350th scale it's real simple, there isn't any. Nobody's made a 1/350th scale kit of a Des Moines class cruiser before, so this is brand new, should do well. There is also a detail upset for this kit that they've released with multiple PE frets, decks, brass, resin and so on. If you're interested in 1/700th, again, the only kits released were resin, but if you sort of hang on a little bit later this year, I believe Verifier are planning on releasing this kit in 1/700th scale as well. In the box there are 19 sprues of varying sizes with about 510 parts on them. There's also 5 larger parts such as hull halves, main superstructure parts. There's a PE sheet with about 70 parts on it, small deckable film and an anchor chain as well. Instruction booklet, there's 20 pages, full-size black and white text and images. Plus a black and white sheet that covers the PE placement of the 70 parts on the superstructure, and a glossy colour sheet with the painting guide. Okay, I'll go through some of the steps. The steps themselves are not numbered, so I'm just going to use the page numbers to indicate what the step numbers are. I'll start off with what is step 4, although it's the first step. The 2 hull halves go together. There's nice detailing on the side of the hull halves, as you can see. The stiffeners going inside between the hull halves to maintain the shape. Propellers go on at this stage. And looking at the deck, there's nice detail on the top of that. You drill a few holes in various places before you fit it in place. But the level of detail on the deck is really quite nice. Moving on to step 7, this is where the main turrets go together and the secondary ones. Nice raised detail on these. Somebody asked me if the barrels are movable at all. Looks like the main turrets are not. The secondaries, they could be, depending exactly how it lines up, but I don't think they're really designed to be movable. Also on this page you put the masts together, some of the 3-inch 50 caliber anti-aircraft guns, searchlights and a few other small parts. Over the page, step 8, ship's boats go together. They're quite nice. Radars, ship's crane. Obviously, if you get the detail set, or possibly the deluxe edition set, which is the kit and the details set inside one box at a better price than buying both separately. Basically, these will be replaced by Photo-etch. Ship's funnel is 2 parts, and again there'll be photo etch on that on the bigger detail set. Step 12 is where we sort of start on the superstructure as such, starting at the top, and basically we sort of work our way down from there. Add some small parts that we built in an earlier step, add those to the superstructure, and put a couple of layers of the superstructure on there as well. Jumping ahead to step 15, we're using one of the bigger parts of plastic in the kit, the sort of the base of the superstructure, and we start adding parts onto the base. It's handy that it comes like this. You can sort of build the superstructure up a layer at a time as we go along. But again, adding more detail on here. The photo etch from the kit is mostly on the superstructure. You'll notice there's some railings on there, but the railings go on the superstructure. It's not the railings around the edge of the hull. Step 19, basically the last step but one. Most of the superstructure's on. You're adding secondary armament and anti-aircraft guns for the most part. Basically the ship is almost finished now. The last step, step 20, you only add the main turrets onto the gun, and then the hull is together. But let's have a quick look at the photo etch. This sheet is actually double-sided. This is the port side of the superstructure. The other side of the sheet is the starboard side. It's showing where all the photo etch goes. You can see the railings here, and there's extra parts on there. Notice the photo etch that comes with the kit is just what you see here. You don't get photo etch in other parts of the ship. For that you need the detail upset. Well, there's enough photo etch here to sort of keep you happy, but I think most people, if you're going to add this photo etch, you'd want to at least buy some railings just to do the edge of the hull. And paint and decals. So obviously a colour marking guide, or painting guide rather. Paints are called out in Mr. Hobby, Victorium, AK Interactive and White Ensign. Reasonably straightforward painting guide. Grey and red hull, wooden decks, so shouldn't present too many problems. The decals are just for, in this kit, the Salem. You don't get decals for the sister ships of the class. So an overall conclusion. Well, basically, if you want a 1/350th kit of the Salem, then this is the only option. Verify's released the Des Moines now as well, so you've got 2 ships of the class there. If you want to go the whole hog, you've got the detail upsets, which will take it to the next level. But all in all, it looks like a pretty neat kit. It doesn't look that complicated to build. Not too many small parts in this scale. Reasonably straightforward painting guide. So all in all, it should do pretty well. It's a unique kit of a very unique ship.